Hello guys, if you're seeing this video, I'm not probably in my house, to be honest. Yeah, I drive away on a vacation for 2 days. And this video should be out in, if I remember correctly, Sunday, but it might be out later, I don't know. This is tips and tricks on how to beat those with kind of special rooms. As you know, they got a rework, so yeah. The first trick that you can do, which I have not used when I got this achievement, is to go to portals, and here you will have the rooms. And what I did is actually go into main game and actually try to get them. So all you gotta do is go to your private server, and as you can see, there's these portals that you might have already known. You go there and you go here, and as you can see, you just wait 5 seconds in the private server and you're instantly teleported to rooms. Of course, you don't have any items, which means you have only the shake light. That's why I pretty much go onto a normal run, so that I need a flashlight, which is way better for this. Shake light kinda sucks because you gotta multitask, as you can see. So these rooms got a bit harder. Why? Well, because it's dark from these cars. Yeah. So that's a bit of poo. The first tip that I can really give you, because the last one was a trick, not a tip, is that remember, if you are doing this, go ahead to your settings, get headphones. Without headphones, it's really hard. You gotta have free time because it's gonna take you at least a hour, or maybe less a bit. Do not talk to anybody while doing this, and have your volume up. Like at least this, so we can heal the monsters. Try not focusing on coins and just go forward. Next tip is that you can actually sprint. So I've seen many people not using this, and even though a tip shows up, shift to sprint, many people don't use it. Mostly mobile players, because I heard that it's bugged, but I know. You pretty much just hold your shift and you run. That's really easy. And another thing that I noticed, many people, yeah, I did watch many people go through old rooms and new rooms. And I've seen that many people think that there's hiding here. No, you can stay and walk as how much you want. If you need a break, for example, to pee or even poop, I don't know. You just go to a locker, stay there, not move at all, and just go do whatever you want. So yeah. Another trick is, if you're a content creator, try focusing instead of talking like I do, but I actually completed the rooms through, so I don't need to like shut the hell up. But if you're a content creator like me, if you in your recording, focus on playing instead of talking to your viewers. Like, it is way harder if you're talking to viewers. Another tip is that if you are on a high door, like for example, let's say 500, yeah, that would be good. If you're even if you like head is itchy for a bit, go to a walker and then smash it. Don't ever do that on like main floor, because like the longer you are, for example, a 50 known entity spawn, but the longer you are, the more entities spawn. Another thing is that a 60 is very rare. Like, Wait, I'm gonna shut up. Oh, it's A60 is really rare of the A200. Mostly A120 and A90 spawn during that. So you don't really need to worry about them. Like Sankey's for A120 and A90s were really low, so it's probably gonna be easy to dodge that. That's why you don't really need to worry about it. Another like tip I wanna tell you is that crucifixes and vitamins and most pretty much of the items except light are useless. Vitamins don't work, crucifixes don't work. Yeah, it's pretty much useless. Second thing the next thing I wanna tell you is that like shaking your light slightly makes it better for a little while. I think, I'm not even sure, but don't shake your light, it's just useless. Which I does often. As you can see, A9 just attacked me. Boom. One of the really important things if you actually have headphones is 360. You might think, what the hell is that? Well, if you have headphones like me, which don't have 360, you can hear, for example, a monster coming from this way, but it's actually coming from this way, or vice versa. But if you have 360 headphones, you'll hear it perfectly. When something's coming from that way, you hear it from that way, then it's coming from that way, and vice versa, of course. Another thing that you really need to know while playing rooms is the room layout. You gotta know every single room and how to pretty much deal with monsters. For example, if you don't see any walkers and you hear something common, the best way is to just run to the room, the privacy room, of course. Yeah. So that will be just the best way. Second off, this is not like the end of the room 3 arc. There's probably going to be more things coming, but it's gonna come in the next week if I remember correctly. I think it's gonna be actually on the week of the game. Next tip that I wanna say is that this video might be outdated soon. I'm gonna change the name of the video to outdated if it is outdated, of course. So it's useless watching this if it's actually outdated. There's no point of watching. It's not gonna help you at all. Well, maybe a bit, but not mostly. Yeah. Box. This is like my last tip in this video. Yeah, I know it's short, but I don't have much time of recording. Keep in mind that I'm actually on vacation right now. This tip is a very useful tip. I mean, you won't do much against it, but if you see any type of bug, for example, my friend Owen has encountered, I think, 2 of them. One which is 120 stops next to the door and does absolutely nothing. If you encounter that, take a screenshot and send it to a dev. You can do it on the Discord of T-House Studio, and then you will be able to, well, you're gonna be able to restart, of course, because there's no way you're like continuing with a bug. If you are of course not a dev or something like that, you're just dead, completely dead. You can't do anything. So the best way to just report it to your dev and just leave, die, and restart or something. It may hurt a bit appears, for example, let's say room 100 and no 540, for example. This switch has 60 rooms away from the wind. It made really hard, but it's better to actually report that so devs can fix that. That's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helped. I know that these are pretty much basic tips that probably most of you know, but I still wanted to consider that for those who don't. You all matter, guys, and I don't want to leave anyone alone, even though I know that most of my subscribers are pros. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you at the next video.